It's 11:10 p.m. at night, and recently I've just been really interested in video essays and video diaries, and I just want to talk. So, basically, I'm just feeling, I don't know, my birthday is coming up, and every year on my birthday, I cried. While I speak to you guys, I'm going to do homework, because I have some reading to do. I actually take a philosophy class, and I love it. I know that philosophy isn't like a subject that most people would go into for like that being their major, because jobs can be kind of scarce, but I feel like you could say that for a lot of things. The typical majors you hear about are like business, economics, and those can get you to some places where you can, get really rich. But sometimes I think, like, does that really matter? Like, I want to be able to live with enough money to survive. I don't want to be struggling, going from check to check. But I think there's something to be said about finding a major that makes you really happy and that you actually want to do, and that will help get you to a point that you want to be at. Even if it's not, you get super rich from this, you get like fulfilled in a way from doing whatever major you choose, and philosophy is kind of one of those things for me. I feel like, or media production, that's my major. But anyway, I was saying before, it's getting around my birthday, and I tend to be in like a usually sad headspace around my birthday, because just the idea of growing up is kind of a lot, especially when you get older and you think more about just the age that you were previously. I am not going to be a teenager anymore, and honestly, thank goodness. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of happy. Like, I'm happy to take that next step. I feel like I'm maturing, I'm growing more, but I feel like I'm in a good spot right now. Like, I actually might not cry on my birthday. I feel like for the past couple of birthdays, I've cried on my birthday, and it's just because growing up is so, it's a part of life, but it is sad. I feel like I'm mourning my, like, past age in a way. Not to make it deep or anything, it doesn't have to be deep. Like, I could just be crying just because I'm emotional. But I do feel like it's more like I'm never gonna be that age again. But this time around, I'm kind of happy. Not to say 19 wasn't great. I learned a lot, and I've grown a lot. It's one of those growing years, but I'm kind of ready to be out of that year, if that makes sense. No hate to 19, but yeah, something I've learned this year, my 19th year of living. Wow. I'm really young, and I act like I'm way older than I actually am. I feel like I've officially reached punk status for real, but something I've learned to always be grateful, and to always realize other people. What I mean by that, for the longest time in high school, I really just didn't care. Like, at least I acted like my actions gave off like I didn't care, but like in my head I actually cared too much, and so it was kind of like this conflicting thing. And so I was constantly late because I would go to sleep super late. I would not care about making other people late. It would be all me, and I'm tired, so I'm gonna get extra sleep, even though other people in my house are probably tired, and they don't want to get up either, but I don't care about them. Like, I only know about myself. And so that was kind of my mindset for a really long time, until I got to college, and I don't drive. I plan on learning how to drive this summer. Don't even get me started on that topic, I'm really nervous. But I actually am very nervous. But I used to think like that in high school, and as I got to college, I realized that there's more things going on outside of my life that I need to give some thought to. I need to be grateful when my dad goes out of his way to come pick me up because he's probably busy. Same with my mom. Same with my sister who's younger than me. There's just things that I expect from people, and I didn't really think about what it was requiring of them. So I think this year that's pushed me into a more grateful mindset. Obviously, there's downsides to it because if I'm thinking so much about others, I'm kind of pushing myself further back in my wants and my needs. And that's something I have to work on. But it's also a good thing to like recognize that people are doing things for you and that you're not the only person in the world, and other people go through some traumatic stuff and they have hard lives, or they don't have necessarily hard lives, but they have stuff they're doing and a life to live, and I'm not the only one who has a life. Sometimes it feels like I'm so caught up in myself. And I would say I'm still self-absorbed, but my dad actually told me that we're all self-absorbed. I don't know what we were talking about. Me and my dad have the most deep talks ever, and they don't even intend to be deep. They just start off chill. And one time I was telling him how I felt like I was just kind of self-absorbed. Like I was just always me, 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 me. And it was never about anyone else. Even though I literally am a people pleaser and I do care about what other people are thinking, are feeling. Just sometimes I tend to get blinded by my own stuff. But he told me that everyone's self-absorbed. No one that you're gonna meet is not self-absorbed. Some people are just better at hiding it than others. And I think this year I've been able to recognize through multiple situations and people that have told me being self-absorbed isn't a bad thing. You just have to realize. The first step is always realize. Then it's make a change. It can be slow, but discipline doesn't happen in a day. Rome wasn't built in a day. Most people, it takes them. Actually, all people. I'm not even most people. All people take time to be what they want to be. I guess. I don't really know where I'm going with that. I have been really interested in words, just the idea of words. And so I actually made a Google Doc, and it's literally titled Words. And if I'm reading something, or I went on Pinterest a while ago, and I started making like a words thing, because I think words are so cool. Yeah, I'm living my life. I'm gonna be not a teen anymore, and I'm actually really excited. I'm doing something fun for my birthday with my dad, and it's gonna be awesome. I'm like really excited. I'm gonna delete this after, but that's all I really want to say. Have a good day or night, or whatever time that you are seeing this.